In this tutorial, we will grow 9 fast-growing vegetables that you can harvest in no time. Here are the faster vegetable options that you can grow in your garden within 30 days. Subscribe and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from urban gardening. Always buy quality seeds to get good results. Make sure to pick one that is big enough to accommodate the size of the plants. Use a container with proper drainage holes to prevent rot problem. A soil with good drainage is essential as turnip don't like wet feet. For that, use a mix of 50% garden soil, 30% compost and 20% river sand. Make half-inch holes in the soil mix and keep 4 to 5 inch gap between two holes for proper spacing. Now put one seed per hole and cover with soil. Make sure you leave enough space around each seedling so they can receive plenty of sunlight while growing. Water it thoroughly to settle the soil and to eliminate any air pockets. Turnip seeds will germinate after 5 to 7 days. When growing turnips in containers, choose a location that gets plenty of sunlight. Make sure they get at least 5 to 6 hours. Turnip plants need regular feeding while they are growing. Add cattle manure after every 12 to 15 days to ensure healthy growth. Just like feeding turnips, water them regularly when growing them in containers. Your turnips will grow into a lush-leafed plant that is topped with a flat root. Harvest them once they have reached 3 to 4 inches in diameter at the top, as larger, more mature turnips become tough and woody. Use a wide planter around 18 to 22 inches in diameter and 6 to 8 inches deep with good drainage. Growing fenugreek is the most rewarding of all kinds of gardening experiences as they grow fast, from seed to harvest taking as less as 30 days time. Sprinkle seeds across the pot. Don't worry about making sure that the seeds are even or perfectly spaced. Now mix the soil with your hand to cover the seeds. They does not need to be buried very deep in soil. In fact, 1/4 inch of potting soil provides ample coverage for your fenugreek. Water well and keep soil well moistened and seeds will germinate in 3 to 5 days. Fenugreek does not do well when transplanted, so plant them at the final place where it will mature from the beginning. Pick a sunny spot to grow your fenugreek plants. They need a daily dose of 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight. Do regular watering to maintain the soil slightly moist. Care not to overwater the plants and avoid waterlogged conditions. It takes between 3 to 4 weeks for the plants to be ready to harvest. You will know that it's time by the height of the sprouts, which should grow about 5 to 6 inches tall. To harvest the leaves, cut the plants just above the crown so that plants can regrow after few days. Both the seeds and the leaves of this plant are edible. Seeds are used as a spice, dried leaves as a herb, and fresh leaves as a green leafy vegetable. After every harvest, add some compost to boost growth and water well. After trimming, the leaves will regrow in about 8 to 10 days. You can continue harvesting the leaves until the plants begins to flower. Take some healthy garlic bulbs. Take a medium pot with proper drainage holes at the bottom. For the soil mix, take 50% garden soil, 30% compost and 20% river sand. Fill it with the soil mix. Choose a container that is deep enough and wide enough to fit all the bulbs you want to plant. Place them with the flat end facing down. Bury the bulbs so they are covered with 1 inch of soil mix. Make sure they are deep enough and are spaced far enough apart to allow the roots to grow unobstructed. Slowly pour water into the container until you see it running out of drainage holes at the bottom. Place the container somewhere that gets 6 to 7 hours of sun. The longer you wait, the healthier the plant will be and you will be able to continuously harvest fresh garlic greens. Wait until the greens are about 6 to 8 inches tall to harvest them. Trim the greens 2 inches above the soil surface to leave enough growth so the plant can recover and continue to grow. For the next 2 to 3 months, these garlic plants will keep growing green leaves. Sprinkle seeds over the soil surface. Cover your seeds lightly with soil and water them well to settle the soil around the seeds. Kale seeds will take 7 to 8 days to germinate. Transplant seedlings once they are 4 to 6 inches tall. Carefully take out the seedlings with the help of a small trowel. Cut bottommost leaves and plant them deep as they grow roots from the buried part of the stem. Kale plants require rich, well-draining soil. For that, use a mix of 50% garden soil, 30% compost and 20% river sand. To plant, dig a hole in the soil about twice the size of the root ball. Place the root ball into the hole and backfill the soil. In a 12 to 15 inch wide pot, you can easily grow 3 to 4 kale plants with ease. Water the seedlings to allow their roots to properly break into their new soil. Choose a sunny location for the container with at least 4 to 6 hours of direct sun when growing kale in pots. Since kale is a leafy green, you need to fertilize it after every 10 days with a nitrogen-rich fertilizer such as cattle manure and vermicompost. Kale plants may get affected by caterpillars. For that, spray plants with neem oil or chili extract after every 7 to 8 days. Once leaves are about the size of your hand, you can harvest them from the base. Harvest outermost leaves and make sure that you do not harvest from the top middle part of the plant. This will allow the plant to grow and extend your harvest period. I would recommend that your container be at least 10 to 15 inches deep. Having such a depth will ensure the proper formation of the roots. Radish will do best in soil that drains well and is high in organic matter. For that, use a mix of 50% garden soil, 30% compost and 20% river sand. Plant radish seeds 1 to 2 inch apart. In a 12-inch diameter pot, you can easily plant 20 to 25 radishes with ease. Cover them lightly with the soil mix. Be sure to water the seeds after planting. Keep the seeds moist and they should germinate within 4 to 5 days. Watering every other day should be just fine for your radishes. Provide your radishes with at least 5 to 7 hours of direct sunlight daily. Add fertilizer after every 15 days for healthy growth. Continue to water, maintaining a soil that is thoroughly moist but not overwatered. In as little as 26 to 28 days, you will have a crop of radishes ready for the picking. If the radish is slightly thicker than your thumb, it's ready to be picked. The leaves break easily, so pull the radish from the top of the root. There are different varieties of lettuce to choose from, but iceberg and romaine are most popular. For the seed starting mix, use 70% coco peat and 30% compost. Sprinkle the seeds over the soil surface and cover them with a thin layer of soil mix. Press with your hand to get good seed to soil contact. Now add enough water to moisten the soil, but don't make it wet. Lettuce seeds usually take 6 to 8 days to germinate. Lettuce grows best in temperatures ranging from 10 to 25 degrees Celsius. Take out seedlings with the help of a trowel, loosen the seedlings' roots and gently pull them out. For the final soil mix, use 60% garden soil and 40% compost. Bury the plant's root part in the soil and gently pat the soil in around the base of the seedling. Space lettuce plants 4 to 5 inches apart for healthy growth. Make sure that your plants receive plenty of water after you move them. In a 12 to 15 inch diameter pot, we can easily plant 3 to 4 lettuce plants. At this stage, harvest outermost most mature leaves from the base of the plant. Once plants are mature enough, you can harvest lettuce by pulling or cutting the whole head out. Spinach seeds does not store well, so buy fresh seeds every year. Use quality soil mix that is high in organic matter. For that, use a mix of 50% garden soil and 50% compost. Moisten the soil mix before planting. This is a crucial step to take to ensure your planting goes well. Put spinach seeds 2 inches apart for proper growth. A container with 6 to 8 inch diameter head will hold 4 to 6 spinach plants. Covering the seeds with as little as 1/4 inch of soil will do. Cover the seeds with the soil mix and pat lightly. Moisten the newly planted seeds with a mister or a small watering can. Spinach seeds will take 5 to 6 days to germinate. Make sure your spinach gets at least 5 to 6 hours of sunlight a day. Water your spinach plants often to prevent the soil from drying out. Harvest leaves once they are around 4 to 6 inches long. Always harvest full leaves with a bit of stem. Leaves without stems will go bad very quickly. Cut above the crown to ensure that plants will continue growth for next harvest. After every harvest, you can encourage new growth by fertilizing them with cattle manure. And after 8 to 10 days, more leaves will be ready for next harvest. Start with new seeds as germination rates fall as the seeds age. Sprinkle seeds on the soil surface and cover them lightly with the soil. Tamp soil down with your hand to achieve good seed to soil contact. Maintain proper moisture and the seeds will germinate in about 5 to 6 days. Keep the soil evenly moist as your seeds germinate. Once seedlings are 6 to 8 inches tall, they are ready to be transplanted. Gently break up the tangled root ball and carefully tease apart each seedling. Use a mix of 50% garden soil, 30% compost and 20% river sand. Make sure to bury bottom 2-inch part of the seedling in the soil. Make small holes with your finger and gently plop each seedling into each hole and cover the roots. Green onions grow well in bunches, but for best results, the mature plants should be spaced 2 to 3 inches apart. In a 15-inch wide pot, you can easily grow 20 to 30 plants with ease. After transplanting, water well. Add cattle manure or vermicompost in the soil after every 12 days to promote healthy growth. Green onions need evenly moist soil throughout the growing season. For optimal growth, the soil does not need to be soggy, but it should be moist. Start to harvest the plants when they are 10 to 15 inches tall and are 1 inch wide at the bottom. At this stage, they have a mild sweet onion flavor. Harvest scallions simply by pulling them up from the soil. Harvest according to your need and let small onions to mature a bit more. Planting chard from seed is less expensive and you usually have a wider range of varieties to choose from. Sow seeds 1 inch apart and cover them with a thin layer of soil mix. Chard, also called Swiss chard, grows best in the cool weather of spring and winter but tolerates warm and hot weather as well. Press it down with your hand and gently water your seeds. Seeds will take 5 to 7 days to germinate. Chard seeds are actually small cluster of seeds which will produce more than one plant. Transplant them when they are 3 to 4 inches tall. Take seedlings out with the help of a small trowel. Make a planting hole and gently put the seedling into it. In a 12-inch wide pot, you can easily grow 3 to 4 chard plants. Plant them about 4 to 5 inches apart. Water evenly and consistently to help them grow better. Water plants often during dry spells. Consistent watering can help your chard grow better. Stick to a regular schedule and apply enough water to moisten the soil. Swiss chard will tolerate partial shade, but it does best in full sun. Roughly 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight on most days is ideal. Once leaves are 6 to 8 inch tall, you can harvest them. Cut individual leaves as you need them and the plant will keep producing new growth. Young chard leaves are delicious eaten fresh and you can use early thinnings for salads.